can see my pretty moon face. All right, and my bald, shining head. All righty, folks. Lots of weirdness going on in the world, and I really don't have any material for this morning. All I can say is we made it to Friday. Oh, yeah, there's a lot of people going on. They better not get rid of my Murray Gold. And I'm like, guys, come here. There is a 90 some, at least a 95% chance that when RTD goes again, Murray Gold's going again. So don't get too attached to the Goldmeister, the Goldmaster, the Goldster, the Goldenstein, whatever you want to call them. Your goat or whatever. Oh God, I'm so tired of these dumbass modern sequence, things. Don't get used to it because chances are, you bastard, you're meeting. Oh God, I would give at least one finger to meet Peter Capaldi. It's just I keep hoping because, like I said, I was fully convinced I'd ever meet like Jodie Whittaker or any of the new doctors because they generally don't go to like Chicago TARDIS or anything like that, and they usually go to the big cons. And luckily, yeah, she came to Columbus here to GalaxyCon. I wish I'd gone to see her again this last time. She was there with Billy Piper, but it just was kind of an off time, And so yeah, I heard he's out touring with a band, and like I said, I'm just glad he's doing something that makes him happy. And like I said, I'm just sitting here thinking of all the people who were talking down on him when he was a doctor. He's too old. His butt isn't cute enough so I can touch myself in funny places when he bends over the TARDIS console. Oh God. Oh, okay. Well, I did a couple times when Jodie did, but okay. But meanwhile, yeah, like I said, I would love to meet Peter. I would love to you just even say hello to him, let alone have a 2-minute conversation with him. But like I said, it's just didn't seem to be in the cards anytime soon. Like I said, for all you folks who got to meet him over and over, you should consider yourself lucky. Like I said, I just love to meet him just once. The same thing, like I said, like Tom Baker, I'm never going to meet him. That's never going to happen unless, they invent, teleportation sometime within the next year and make it cheap and affordable for everybody. That's not going to happen. Okay, so, uh, I keep hearing about who the hell, wasn't he a comedian, Louis C.K.? I don't know. Didn't he get in troubles for some shit? Like I just heard the name. I don't even know. Like I said, I die laughing when they make those references. Because I'm like, originally I thought Louis C.K. was like a rap star or something. I'm like, all I know is forget it. But meanwhile, well, like I said, I had a friend of mine who met him repeatedly. That's because he lives in Wales, and he was literally within arm's reach of most of their filming locations. So, let's see. While someone's trying to make an attempted bad thing at trolling. Wow. I can tell you're a boomer, too. Goonies references. The reason... Yeah, yeah, it was Murray Gold who dropped that there was multiple scripts handed in. And of course, that's going to be fun for him because he's probably already composing music. They're not sure what he's going to do because they got several different scripts apparently. And, they're alternates depending on Billy Piper's availability. Is there going to be a 16th Doctor available by that time? And things like that. But like I said, it's a weird world we live in. I love that we got Congress people now. Like I said, folks, you can easily tell your government's gone to shit. Most of my government's gone to shit. They did a long time ago because you got people who can either barely form sentences or let alone string enough sentences to form a coherent thought or know the proper usage of certain big words. They just keep throwing them out there. in some desperate attempt to look intelligent. And it's just frightening. And then when you go back and you look at the meaning of the actual words, I'm talking, these are the type of people who think asphalt is a rectum disease and you have to go through a procedure called asphyxiation to cure it. It's just crazy out there. Everyone's so obsessed with who did you vote for in the last election. I'm like, I don't give a shit. It don't matter who you vote for. It depends on who's got the fix in. It's been that way for decades, if not longer. Yeah, Robert Grant passed away, sadly. Thank you for reminding me. I put up the copy of the Instagram post on the Dr. Freedom page. Like I said, sad to hear that. But like I said, sadly, a lot of us are at that age. We're going to watch people, we've come to adore, and, we're going to watch them move on. And there's nothing we can do about it. It's just the passage of time. All we can hope is there's something grander and better on the other side of that big door. That we all got to pass through. I know things are getting pretty scary in the UK, and things are scary here too. Like I said, it frightens me that, when I look around on the news today, I'm thinking, wow, some of these people are probably going to wind up running for office and actually getting it. Oy vey. Ugh. Yeah, clock changing's coming up. War between the land and the sea, like I said, it wasn't too bad. It didn't stick the landing. Come on, they turned Kate into a psychotic bitch. Psychotic completely. Like I said, there's a thing about being angry, grief stricken, and there's a difference between being grief stricken and just plain psychotic. They've got Kate all the way over the edge. She's not quite Norman Bates gone, but she's. And then, of course, that big, and everyone's like, is there going to be a season 2? There was never meant to be a season 2 that anyone knows of. Yeah, the ending was, like I said, I'm like, they stole the ending right out of Deep Space Nine. It was basically the same ending. Well, we gave you a virus. You're going to go back to your little wet buddies and you're going to give it to them and they're all going to croak. No, I highly doubt there was going to be a season 2. It just seemed to me like this was meant to be a compartmented beginning, middle, end type story. Not like, Miracle Day where they thought they were going to get a sequel, so they made some other jackass immortal. And I'm like, Jack, even RTD, Jack's blood didn't make him immortal. It had nothing to do with Jack's genetic structure whatsoever. Jack was a moving fixed space-time event. He could piss all over an entire population of angry people. Those angry people are not going to become immortal because they touched Jack's juices. That's not how it worked. And also, floating Jack's blood into a colossal negative space vagina running through the middle of the planet. Oh my God! Oh God! You got me going on Miracle Day again. How come Children of Earth? Fan-damn-tastic. Miracle Day? Oh. Let's put it this way. Miracle Day was a rag. I wouldn't even wash my car with it. Okay? Yep, I don't think I've ever watched Miracle Day again. It was just so damn terrible. I was like, it was obviously a 5-part script that they padded out to 10 parts, threw in a whole lot of unnecessary sex scenes of both varieties. And, because, look, we can do nudity now. And so we're going to do a whole bunch of, butts and boobs and all that stuff. And then, oh God, the whole premise was just stupid. the more I sit back and think on it. Plus, how much did he pay Bill Pullman for that? It must have been a lot, because I'm not kidding. If I read that script and I was Bill Pullman, I wouldn't even wipe my ass with it. Okay? It's like, so let me get this straight. You're going to try to make the pedo a savior of the universe, or at least of the earth. A pedo redemption arc, a child, child molesting murderer. Wow, that's a great idea. Makes me want to smack someone stupid, and I'm not normally a violent person. Like I said, yeah, Children of Earth was fan-damn-tastic. That's the one that had Capaldi in it as John Frobisher. Beautifully done, beginning, middle, and end. Children of Earth was fan-damn-tastic. Miracle Day was not even on par. And that's why I was worried when they said RTD was coming back in the first place. And it wasn't based off any bias. It wasn't based, like I said, it was just based off the fact that he was obviously burned out at one point. And obviously burned out again by the time we got to the end of this last series. Oh, I know Capaldi's Scottish. Who said he wasn't? Oh, okay, I see. You're from Scotland. Okay. Sorry, I had to read back a little bit. Like I said, I love Peter Capaldi. Like I said, him and Michelle Gomez were an extraordinary combination as the Doctor and the Master. People, of course, were throwing fits. Oh, gosh. I don't know how many times I had to explain to people, guys, what even the creator of the show said the Doctor could change genders back in 1986. Now, Tom Baker joked about it in 81, but Sidney Newman put it forth as a serious proposal in 1986. So this shouldn't have been a surprise. This shouldn't have been the big fit-throwing thing. And everybody, I know what really pissed them off also was the quote-unquote glass ceiling ad. Oh, God, I saw heads explode. Nardi and the drunkard were banging their heads against brick alley walls probably for weeks on that. Not to mention, well, we're not going to mention anything else. Oh, yeah. I've seen Peter in other things before, going all the way back to like Lair of the White Worm. I loved him in The Thick of It. And, of course, In the Loop. I watched that. Like I said, I'm still playing Fallout 76, but like I said, they don't want to acknowledge that game. I think that game's on its way out, because it used to be those servers were so active, especially when you're in the middle of the night on a weekend. One time it was just me and like two other people on one server. We're the only three ones who had camps. We're the only three ones on the whole damn map. And it's like, that was like the middle of the night on a Saturday. And I'm like, things are not boding well. Because their whole Burning Springs thing was a total waste of time. It was, I don't know who thought that adventure to find out who the Rust King was a grand high adventure. Most of us knocked it out in under an hour. And this was supposed to be the big news story. And it was done and over with like in an hour. Then you had the 150 suitcase, Easter egg hunt. Sure, that took me a while because I just took it in pieces. And then you got a weapon that was basically, it was an okay weapon, but it was nowhere near as powerful as the Enclave plasma thrower. What am I talking about? Look this shit up. Google it. Oh, I'm going to get off. So, they brought the ghoul into it, but you have little to no interaction with the ghoul other than he hands you bounties. That's it. You could have put any other NPC in where the ghoul is. Walt Goggins got paid a bunch of money to do a whole lot of lines, and that was about it. There was no adventure with the ghoul. So, Fallout 5 will be out in about a decade. The way they go with it over at Bethesda. Hopefully by the time I retire, Oh, well, folks, I just looked at the time. We've hit the 15-minute mark, so I got to get running inside. Uh, Here's the thing. Yeah, the world's a mad, mad place, but please always remember, be kind, be calm, be safe. Okay? Above everything else, as Peter Capaldi told us, his doctor, just be kind. All right? Take care, everyone. Enjoy your weekends. There's a 50-50 chance I'll be here on Monday. Likely not. So don't be too surprised if I don't pop up on Monday, okay? Have a great weekend.